Hello, I'm Roberto, and we are learning Rust. Here with us, like always, Luciano, left, right, up, down. Where are you?
Hello, everyone.
If you don't know this channel, in this channel we talk about Rust and technologies. You can find the recording of the previous streams on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, we stream every Monday, but today is Wednesday, 6 p.m. Dublin time on Twitch. Today we are getting back to what we were doing almost 1 month ago. So we are writing this application in Rust with lambdas to be able to subscribe to a newsletter and in exchange get something, in this case, the first chapter of a book that Luciano is writing. Luciano needs this to replace, what is the tool that you are trying to replace?
ConvertKit.
Because that is costing a lot of money, and Luciano only used the functionality to do exactly this bit of work that is a fraction of what that tool provides. But yeah, so why paying, I don't know, much per month to use only 5% of a tool? Let's write your own one.
Yeah, and also it's a nice, I guess, complete and complex enough application to try to build like a fully fledged serverless using Lambda application with Rust. So
yeah, because here we have a lot of moving parts, 5, 6 moving parts that are enough to showcase something, but not too complicated to take it 2 years to build. So
exactly.
We are.
Go ahead.
Go on. Okay, there you go. We built some of these lambdas. At the moment, we are finishing to build the lambda that is sending an email after you put in your email in a form that is working. It's sending us an email, but the email is obviously not what we want because there is nothing inside. It's just sending us an email that say thank you. But we need to provide a link to confirm the email. So this is probably what we will do today. And this link that we click will send to another lambda, the open an email lambda or the confirm a subscription lambda. Which one of the two?
I think it's this one, confirm subscription lambda.
The open an email lambda is just for pixel tracking of the mail that got opened. That one is something that we should look at how to do it.
Probably not as important as this one, so we can probably postpone it.
Skip that one. Okay, so cool.
Okay. So actually, let's show very quickly the email. So this is literally what you receive right now, which says click here, but here there is no link.
Here is
so that's what we need to implement today. Some kind of way that here we have a unique link that when it's clicked is effectively gonna tell the application, yes, this email is real because I was able to send it a unique link, and that link was clicked supposedly by a human, so we can trust that this subscription is real to an existing email and supposedly with a human behind it.
And we can send the gift, whatever it is.
And at that point, the next step will be to send the gift. Okay, so if we go back in the code, this is actually, let's flick here a second. So the whole flow is basically a user goes into a form, insert their own email address. That form is actually associated to a campaign. So this tool could technically be used to manage multiple campaigns. And every campaign has its own list of users and its own reward, its own templates, thank you messages, and so on. So right now, of course, we only created a test one. So our campaign is called test one. There is a form associated to test one. A user goes there, put the email, submit. At that point, there is a backend API implemented with API Gateway and Lambda, which does a bunch of validation. And eventually, if everything is good, sends a message to SQS. This queue in SQS is processed by a Lambda, and this is the Lambda that we are working on right now. So this Lambda picks up all the new subscriptions and needs to send a confirmation email. So that's where we are at now, and that's why our current event is an SQS event.
And we already connected to that event, so we're already getting it.
Exactly, yeah. So what do we want to do next is, first of all, create the unique token, then store it in the database, then create a link that contains that token and points to this Lambda. So this is going to be another HTTP-based Lambda.
Not that one, the one on the right.
Sorry, the one on the right. Yes, the
yeah, we say that one is not in scope for now.
And then the last thing we need to do is, effectively send that in an email. And
now the body of the email, where is it?
Is it
click here to confirm your, So we have to change, like you said, that here should be an hyperlink.
Exactly. And I think we can also, with this tool, we can also specify the HTML versus plain text. So yeah, let's see with that. And then there is another thing which we mentioned in the last stream, but we didn't implement it yet. So here, actually, we are not returning anything. But in reality, this particular integration with SQS supports a specific return type that we can add here that it can be used to say if we have, so with SQS, you actually get multiple records. So you can have an array with just one item, but you can have, I think, up to 20 items. So what can happen is that you are processing a batch of events, and this Lambda can either fail or succeed. Sometimes you have what is called a partial failure, which means that maybe you have 20 items, 19 of them succeed, and only one fails. So the default way of working is that if the entire Lambda execution fails, everything is put back in the queue and retried. So you might have multiple emails, for instance, being resent again, just because one of the many items in the batch failed. Or if everything goes well, then everything is removed from the queue and is not processed again. Now, with this particular...
That is fine. The only problem is when one of the 20 fails and you resend 19 emails that are annoying to get. And if you get stuck in a loop, is very bad.
Exactly. So there is a struct that we can use, which basically allows us to specify an ID of jobs that failed. So we could here keep track of all the failure, and then at the end,
okay, but you have to give back the succeeded one or the failed one.
I think it's the failed ones.
Okay.
So we will look into that. I don't remember exactly what is the syntax, but it's something I've done before, and it's I think an interesting thing to show because it's a better integration between Lambda and SQS.
For now, we are going with the naive approach of if the Lambda fails, retry. If the Lambda succeed, cool.
Yeah, just because in our case, we are testing it ourselves, so it's not really production ready yet. We are testing one email at the time, so we don't expect more than just one message anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so
generated a unique token. Do we already have a unique token or not?
Yes, in a previous Lambda, I think in the subscribe one, we used what did we use? I think we did have
we inserted the subscription in the subscription table before sending to SQS. So in the subscribe Lambda, there is a subscribe Lambda.
Isn't it this one? What do we use here to generate the subscription ID?
CUID, CUID in line 99.
Line 99. Yes, so we can use the same library, I suppose.
But that subscription ID, let's think. That subscription ID, can't we use that in the link for confirmation, or we need to create a new one?
I guess you could use the same one. It's more of a security thing if you don't want to expose your unique ID.
But we have a record in that DynamoDB table that tells us subscription ID, campaign ID, finger, sent, opened, confirmed. And we have to update that, confirm that, right?
So yeah, you're right. We will need either to do another index, which is probably painful in DynamoDB.
Yeah, or use that subscription ID because we have the campaign, because the campaign is, we have the campaign? I hope so. We need the subscription ID because we have to update the record. So probably the subscription ID is the primary key or the secondary key?
Yes, I think it's the primary key. Let's check in DynamoDB. So I think it's a combination of the two of them, campaign ID and subscription ID. How do we see the table structure, table details? Indices. How did you
overview? Partition key is the campaign. Sub key is the subscription.
Yes. So the combination of the two is your unique key.
So we need also the campaign. Yeah. When we generate the link, do we have the campaign?
We should, I believe. Let's check that.
So we need to have the campaign and the subscription ID from the previous Lambda.
So what do we have here in the payload records, SQS message, record body. We did deserialize that, right? This record body.
Subscribe event payload. We have a type that
Okay,
is in
what
a
do we have there?
library.
Subscription ID, campaign ID, email.
Perfect. So we already thought this through, probably. We are so smart. So we just need to create.
If we want to over-engineer this a little bit, so the simple solution would be query string parameters, all clear text, done, right?
Okay, I want to listen to your software engineering solution. See?
The problem with that is that then you create a link that lasts forever, right? So whoever has that link or knows all the parameters can recreate that, which is not necessarily a big deal. But if you want to have something with
lifetime,
you can create like a JWT token and then encode all the parameters in there, and then you put the JWT in a query string parameter.
Okay, and then the JWT as a lifetime.
As a lifetime, and it's signed by the application. So as a unique.
By the application that is signing and checking the signature in landing. So we have to share we have to have a private key here to sign and a public key in the next Lambda to check.
Or use a share secret that needs to be shared between the two Lambdas, which is also less ideal, but could work.
Yeah, could work. So yeah, it's fine. We can do that. How do we create this shared secret with the SAM template?
Good question. I guess we could hard code it right now in a parameter.
In Terraform, there is a way of telling to just generate the secret, and don't even tell me. I don't care. It's important that only the service know that, and the services will know the secret, but you will not. So
I don't think that there is a way to do that in SAM, but we can check. Right now, we can just hard code a secret in the parameters.
Okay, we are code a secret.
But first, we need to check what is a good library to create JWT tokens. So let's do that. So do we want to go for this approach, right?
Yeah, it's fine. But you want to do that with one single key, so you want a symmetric encryption, not a...
Yes, I think that's what I used in the past.
A public-private one.
Okay. So I think this one is something I used before. Let's see if there is an example of how
He's
to
talking
create
about algorithm. What are the algorithms that are supported for the signing and verifying that enum?
Which I think is HS. One of these HS is the one with symmetric encryption.
EDSA for sure not. RS not. SHA. Yes, SHA is the same.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So
let's add to the SAM configuration in the template for this Lambda the secret. The secret, what should be for SHA?
I think it can be anything.
Just
I'm just curious to see if there is an example. Okay, there you go. So here you can specify your claims, which for us, yeah, we can create a struct that contains, actually, the subscribe event payload can be our claims, really. Yeah. Plus, we need to add some expiry.
Yes, because, yes, otherwise he's not expiring.
Okay, token encode header default, whatever that is, my claims encoding key from secret. There you go, secret as ref. So it can be a string. So that's what we need to do to create the token. And the coding, claims, token, the coding key from secret, validation default. Okay. So how do we create the UTC timestamp? Cool. Let's install the library first.
The timestamps are not coming for free with the library. No, we have to declare them.
I think it's a string, is it? Oh no, it's a usize. So it's just a Unix timestamp, I think.
No, my question was more, we have to provide an exp field in our structure? Or,
oh yeah, that's my understanding. Yes, they don't give you
okay.
any helper.
Okay. So we can't use straight away the subscribe event payload because it's lacking that.
Exactly, we'll need to create our own.
We need to create our own that contains the fields from the subscribe event payload plus the expiry date.
Which probably can go in this shared library. Actually,
But what happens if you added expired there in line 7?
Then we'll need to provide that expiry in SQS as well. So it goes in a place where it's a little bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
I think it's more for cleanness. Like we could make it work, but doesn't feel very clean.
Let's make an JWT. Call this
Let's
JWT
call it subscribe
token
confirmation claims
claim.
or token claims. Very long, but at least it's explicit. And we have subscription ID, company ID, email. Do we need it?
Not really, or do we need it? In theory, we have to read from Dynamo to get the email to send the reward. But if we add the email here, we don't have to read from Dynamo. We have already to read to Dynamo.
But we will need to
update.
read, anyway, right? Because
But you don't have to read. You can do an update.
Okay, let's include the email for now.
Because if you do an update in Dynamo, you say this row update the subscribed data with now, you don't have to read and then write. That is more atomic as operation. So if there is concurrency, it's not a problem, and it's also cheaper because you'd only do one action and not two.
Yeah.
And you can trust that email because it's signed. So. What is NPF?
Not before. To be honest, it's not mandatory. Generally, either you use the issue that or the not before.
We need the not before. Why we should?
It's basically to put a boundary on both sides of the time. So you generally put it at the same time of issue that. I'm not sure. Just the different libraries might validate these two differently. So generally, I include both just in case.
Okay. Now my question is just if the lambda's clock is not perfectly aligned, and you are very fast in clicking on the email, can be still before.
Yes, but how unaligned can it be? Like you still need 3 or 4 seconds to do all of that.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. It's not an automated system. There is a human behind. So probably it's more a concern if this was an automated system.
Exactly. So this needs to be serializable and all of
that.
That
should also have the decorator from that JWT library.
I don't think it needs any decorator.
No? Okay.
It's just the cert serializable, basically.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it just needs to create a JSON with these fields.
Okay, no, because in the example before, it was using JSON web token and the code.
I think that this is just the.
It's for the code. It's not for the type. Cool.
Exactly. Yeah, the type is just a plain serializable object.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's install the library. So we need to include this guy.
And we already have CERD.
I think we already have CERD in that send confirmation. Let's check.
Yeah.
We have CERD the JSON, but not CERD. So do we need it? If you do not need PEM decoding, you can disable the default feature. Use PEM that way. Actually, yeah, we don't need that. So let's copy this. We'll be a little bit faster at compiling. And then I don't think we need this one because we have it in this other library.
CERD is not needed for the code; is needed for the type. But
exactly, which we have it in the other library, so should be fine.
We have it in the shared, so it should be fine.
Okay, so we want to use shared subscribe event payload and subscribe confirmation, blah, blah, blah. So let's create the token first. So this one, let's say confirmation token equal actually claims first. This, and what we want to put there is all of this stuff. Oh yeah, we'll need to do it here. So let's move all of this here.
We have to do that before creating the message, because we need the link in the message in line 31.
Yes, so we need to move everything inside this if statement, right? Because if we don't have a body, it doesn't make sense to do anything, right?
Okay. The MBF, IAT, and exp say that those are private, so we can't set them. Is the library probably that is setting them?
Did I do them private?
Or
I
we have
did,
to make
yes.
them public? Okay, we just forgot.
Maybe what we can do here is a quick constructor, just implement where we get these two, and then we get something like expire in, and this is a usides.
Seconds.
And basically what we do is here,
We need now.
Yeah, how do we do a now in seconds in Rust? I have no idea. Rust current Unix timestamp. Okay, I found a suggestion here. I don't know if you can read this. It says since the epoch. What is since the epoch?
If you go on www.epochconverter.com,
does it give you the code in Rust?
It does give you the code in Rust.
Amazing. Epoch
converter.com. If you search, there is the code in Rust at one point. If you scroll, if you search Rust, it's easier. Yeah.
I did search Rust.
We'll go down.
Maybe loads. No, I don't see that.
Why I have it? You don't.
Show code examples. Okay. I had to click something.
Rust. Yeah.
Okay, system time now, duration since. And this gives it to you in what, milliseconds? Let's see if there is an example here.
Good question.
Is this the example? System time now. Okay, this is not the now function. They could have linked here. Okay, this gives you a system time, and then you can do duration since, which probably gives you a, okay, I think this will give you a duration object, and then you have to convert
2 seconds.
Yeah, let's try to copy this. Let now equal this. What it is? System time probably needs to be imported. Okay, this is a result. Why can it fail?
Because probably the type itself can be.
Maybe if you don't have a time in your operative system, like a system time.
The duration since can fail, because if you are before, it can give you negatives. So there are multiple reasons. With dates, is always better to take in account to be able to fail.
Returns an error if earlier is later. Okay, fair enough. But I think here it's safe to do an embark.
Yeah, I think here is safe because it's not 90. We are not in the 70s
Okay,
anymore.
so now we have a duration object, and here I think we can do 2 seconds. What can we do? As seconds gives a U64.
Yes, makes sense because those are not big numbers. Perfect.
Okay,
so now,
what if we do this U64 though?
Yeah, fine. Why not?
I mean, I think it should be, it's still JSON compatible, so I should be happy with it.
The library that we are using, we need to see what the library wants.
Okay, so now what we want to do is now plus. No, this is just now.
Nothing.
This is just now, and this is now plus expire in seconds.
That at that point you can make it as U64 too.
As well, exactly. Well, it shouldn't be negative, so let's make it a usides here. So
yeah, U64.
Oh yeah, it's not, yeah, you're right. It's not I64.
It's not I64.
Okay, so now that we have this constructor, what we can do here is say new subscription ID, campaign ID. So this is SQS body dot. Why does it show? Oh yeah, sorry. This needs to go
because the
heavy.
message got got decoded later.
So message, then message, then message. And now expiring seconds, we need to come up with a constant. What is reasonable?
1 hour is 3,600.
But I guess even a day is probably fine, right?
86,400.
So 60 by 60 by 24.
That I think is 86,400.
Yes. Okay, so we have this. So the next step then is to, let's bring back the documentation. Where did I put it? Here. So what we want to do is token.
Yeah. Now we need a secret. We needed to change the template to pass a secret.
Yes, that's true. So for now, let's just keep the secret. We'll replace it in a second.
We can keep secret for the first try. It's not illegal. But
Fair enough.
we need the URL of the other Lambda.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Okay, we need to import a header. We need to import encoding key. And then my claims is basically this guy.
Okay, let's see.
And
encode should be
also
imported too.
needs to be imported. Cool. That should give us a token as a string. And then the next step is to create let confirmation URL, which will be something like, something like that. But we'll need to put here the URL, which we don't have, I believe, right?
We need to somehow pass that to and add that to the config object.
Okay, so let's do both things. So let's do
secret
token secret string, and let's do API gateway URL. Now, API gateway URL and secret, they will be both environment variables. Yeah, come on, Copilot, you can do it.
This way, putting the secret in environment variable is the usual discuss that if you go in the AWS console, you will see.
You can see it, exactly. Yeah.
So we are not putting that in the secret manager, but for now, who cares?
Okay, so here the secret, we can do config.secret.
Token secret.
Token secret. Do we need this asref? Oh, because this already gives you in bytes. Interesting. I didn't know. Okay. So the API gateway should be easy to do because we already have the output here.
Let's just not hope that we go into a circular reference.
Oh, no, you cannot reference the output. Oh, yeah, that's true. How is it going to do that?
The gateway needs the Lambda. The Lambda needs to know the gateway.
I think you can create the Lambda
after the gateway.
You can create the gateway first, then the Lambda, and then the method. So hopefully that works.
Hopefully is smart enough to do in this sequence. Okay. We'll find out. So this Lambda that we were using is the send confirmation.
Confirm subscription is send confirmation. So here we need API gateway URL. Is that what I wanted? Was it smart enough? It was. And then did we call it just secret or token secret there? I hope I call it token secret. Yes.
Token secret.
It's consistent. Yes. Token secret. And for now, we just put, actually, let's put a ref and we do it here.
Because we have to pass that also to the other Lambda. So it's better to have that.
Let's put a default secret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
Wow. I like it.
You guessed my password.
You didn't guess wow. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, we still need to do a few things. There, we need to properly replace this one. So we'll need this one to be...
The path to the... It's better to put the path in the config variable or...
Oh yeah, we need to put the path, you're right. Or not.
Yeah. confirm subscription.
Is
It's
it
better
correct?
to put that in the config. Yeah, what is the part of the new Lambda that we don't have yet?
It's subscription /subscription/ID/confirm. So no, we just
subscription
need.
ID is not needed anymore because in the JWT, to be honest.
Fair enough.
So you can change that path.
Right.
Subscription confirm.
Yeah.
But then the line 152, can you concatenate that path in line 169 to the path in 152?
We could.
Without copy and pasting, I mean using some references.
Don't think so.
Okay, concatenate with copy and paste. Done. Yeah, there. Cool.
And
so we don't.
Do we call it something else? Let's call it.
No, it's fine. It's the endpoint. It's the URL to call to confirm the.
Yeah, but at this point I will call it confirmation endpoint. It's not just the API gateway path.
No, it's not just the gateway. It's the confirmation endpoint.
Okay, so let's replace all of that everywhere.
Can't you do a rename somehow?
If I can copy paste. And this guy.
Yeah, now remove the confirmation address subscription from there. You just need the also that slash
because there
you just need the question mark. Okay, and that is the code. Now the message that we create in line 32 should be created here.
Should be created inside the if statement. So let's move everything.
No, the subject. Well, the subject was fine, probably also outside, but.
Yeah, but does it make sense again to create it if then we're not going inside, right?
Right.
So this message, this is the message of the queue. So this is the SQS message, basically.
Now we have the confirmation URL, so we have to create the message text and body after line 55. So
let me rename this to SQS message, just not to confuse ourselves between the email message.
Yeah. So from line 33 to line 37 should be moved after line 55.
Yeah, let's move all of them.
After
so
line.
Here we generated a token.
Yeah.
Now what we do is
we generate the email.
Generate the email content. And basically the body here now is going to be, yeah, what is this? This is just
I think in line 56 text. I think in line 56 you have to say builder.html, not builder.text, and then create HTML. In line 56 you have the builder.
Oh yeah,
you have builder.html.
Okay, so let's do both. Click here to confirm your subscription, and let's do here a format. That, and then rather than doing to string, because format will already do a string.
There is Tommaso in the chat.
Hello Tommaso, how are you? Confirmation URL. And then the same thing we'll do with message HTML.
Okay, so we have an email that is compatible both with text and here we have to create an anchor with an href.
Actually, let's do it here.
Around the year, okay.
Href, that this needs to be escaped. Okay, and now we have text, and I think we have HTML.
Yeah, and we have the message HTML. And I think is
now
was complaining in line 77, borrow.
To address.
Because we use that to create a token, and so we
Oh, it was moved, okay. So yes, let's do this. So this needs to be clone, and clone. I think that should do. Okay, now it's happy. And what else was complaining here? Oh yeah, we haven't done anything with DynamoDB campaigns table, subscription table, because
we are not checking if we
are not storing in the database, right?
Yeah, but we are not even checking in the database. Well, it's impossible that somebody is able to put a message in SQS. So why we have to check if the message is pointing to a real record in Dynamo?
Exactly. I think one thing we wanted to do, but I wouldn't do it right now.
Yeah, there is a field called the sent at. We have to update the sent at.
So let's put a to-do for that.
Yeah, we have to update the sent at after we send it for you.
So let's do to-do update the send at. Okay. So
we are not using it, but we need them for future. So now if we deploy, we
what's our
get,
confidence rate?
50. I'm at 50.
Okay, let's see. Now this needs to recompile because of new dependencies. Let's see how slow it is or fast.
Well, only the Lambda that we touched should be recompiled. The other ones are fine. No?
Yes, but that one, because we have a new dependency, I don't know how smart it's going to be with the cache.
Let's download all the internet again.
Exactly. Meanwhile, I'm going to prepare our...
Meanwhile, I'm asking myself, what is the resolution of your monitor, judging from your macOS bar down there?
I don't even know.
1 gazillion by 1 gazillion.
Let's see. 3840.
Okay.
By 2160.
So the same as mine, but I keep the multiplication factor to 1.5. You probably are 1 to 1. You are so young.
Oh, we have Daryl in the chat. Hey, Daryl, how are you? Also, great comment. I'm glad that you are reading the book. By the way, this is a good moment to do an advertisement then.
Oh.
We need to pay that. Oh,
I need a jingle.
So this is the book that Daryl in the chat is referring to. I'll put the link there as well if somebody's interested. So it's a work in progress book about how to write Lambda functions in Rust, so very relevant. And yeah, it's not complete, but you can already purchase it with a very generous discount. And as we publish more chapters, you get the updates. And right now we have 4 chapters that show you why Rust and Lambda makes sense, create an Hello World project using some, and then starting to integrate external systems to build a minimal URL shortener. So yeah, you can save stuff in DynamoDB, read it, do redirects, all that kind of stuff.
It's moving in the background, the console.
End of the advertisement. Thanks.
Yeah,
again,
end of the marchetta.
Exactly.
Thank you for reminding us. We need a jingle for this channel. We need to do something with soon.
Yes. Thomas is waiting for it.
Yeah, me too. So I can review that.
Yeah, I'll take any feedback I can get. So wait for me. Okay, so this was deployed. Now,
why there is a delete? What is deleting a permission? Why?
Lambda I'm not sure.
And then recreating it. No, delete complete. Well, okay, fine.
Okay, let's do this. So if we do send, it's still working up to there. Now let's see if we go to our other thingy, if we receive an email. Do we? Come on. This is going to the queue and then possibly failing in the queue. So let's go to our Lambda.
Failing in the Lambda, not in the queue.
Yeah, the Lambda, this is processing from the queue.
So it will stay in the queue forever, you're telling me.
Ooh, it could be. I think, it goes in the dead letter queue after a few failed attempts.
Okay.
So
you're not paying 1 gazillion Lambdas. This is the send confirmation, the second one from
this
below.
one, yeah.
That log can tell us something.
So execution.
There is an invocation, okay.
But it's successful. So what's going on? Is it just slow?
The email transfer, you mean?
Did they put the right email there? C3ZFZ, yeah. Let's look at the logs.
Yeah, let's look at the logs.
I mean, we didn't log anything useful, so.
Well, if there is an exception because it's breaking, we can see that, no?
Oops, sorry. No, it's just all is fine. And it did process only once.
Okay.
So the email got lost in the ether. Is that the problem? That's annoying.
Do you want to create another email?
Let's try again.
Enable it. Okay, let's look at the Lambda's log.
We should have now another 3 events.
Yeah, we have them.
Oh yeah, only 2 because we don't have a cold start, I imagine. So this is technically working. What are we doing wrong? Okay, we can put some logs and deploy again. Just to see.
Yeah.
How far do we get?
I mean, are we getting in the
If statement, you mean?
Yeah, in the if.
I hope so. So let's start
something.
to
log the SQS body,
which is what we were doing before, right?
I have no memory of this place.
What did we call SQS message? Let's log that because that can be useful. There you go. And then I also want to log the token. Come on.
Is there anything better than print to log in Lambdas, or?
We should probably use a JSON logger, and they do have. They JSON do use this tracing. Yeah, let's use tracing. That would be better. I was just being lazy.
No, but I was just curious because AWS integrations is a macro. AWS integrations sometimes works better with JSONs for this kind of stuff.
And then let's also do this one.
Right. He didn't complain about any circular reference when we deployed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get the body. Is there a way to get the body as a string?
Ooh. Without consuming it?
No.
Nah.
Okay, would it be nice to, if there was a way to convert it into the equivalent text stream, but whatever.
That send gives us something back before you go on.
Oh yeah, it should, right?
Is giving us something.
Let's send result.
Yeah.
Send email output. Let's print that as well.
Yeah, log also that.
Send result. Why message ID?
Message ID is the message, is the SMTP message ID that the SMTP server is giving you.
Can we print everything? Does it implement the bug? It does. Nice. Okay, let's print everything.
Yeah, just to see if yes tells us no, I will not send this email.
Okay, let's deploy again. Hopefully this time it's faster because it doesn't need to recompile the JWT library.
But it needs to upload the artifact and update a little bit of infrastructure. Sorry.
Yep. So still gonna take a few minutes. So good time for people to ask questions.
Do you have another book to promote in the middle?
I might, but I'm not gonna do that.
You're writing too many books.
Yeah, that's what I tell myself when I have deadlines. Okay, almost there. Deploy, yes, please.
Pretty please.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, let's bring up.
Let's try again to do.
Meanwhile, I'm curious
submit.
if anything came up. It did come up.
they are
Come
here.
on, it was just slow.
Click.
Click here. There is an actual link. Render it very badly.
But why it's going on the new line?
I don't know. The thing that I'm curious is if we do this. Now, this is going to trigger a Lambda that's just going to do a random hello world, but we can see the token. And what we can do is JWT info, PB paste JQ. So we can see that our token contains campaign ID, the email, expiry stuff, and the subscription ID.
If you go on jwt.io and you paste it, it's also you hover on the expiry, it tells you the timestamp.
Oh yeah, good one. So let's do that. I should implement this feature in this JWT info.
Yeah, probably. It's easy. It's easier.
Oh, give me the
probably the token is not that one.
There you go. So
try to hover on the number.
It's very small.
Read that to us.
So it's today at 1852, which is in the past, because this is in the past, and the expiry is tomorrow at 1852. So yeah, more or less 1 day.
Yeah, 1 day. Cool. So it works. Now, we have more logging. That is always good. Why removing it? Keep it.
Yep. I'm curious also to see the logs and see.
But you didn't trigger the new form yet.
Oh, yes, you're right. So let's do that. And then submit.
Okay.
And then if we go here, we should get a new stream. And we have more logs. Success. Is that the latest? No, this was probably not the latest log stream. 1800 UTC. Now is probably the new one. Yeah, info.
Okay. Info.
I'm just curious to see here, what do we get? The message. Interesting. Message ID, request ID. This is the only thing you get as part of the email output. I was hoping to see like text encoded version of the email.
No, I think it's just telling you what are the numbers that the SMTP server get back.
Yeah.
Tommaso is saying something. I continue to think that it should be better having a library that implements all the steps and import only the functions in every Lambda.
That's a good point. It will be more testable. Then the Lambda is literally just doing the input-output conversion and calling your business logic that lives somewhere else. But yeah, we can do that at some other point.
When it works. Make it work, make it correct, make it fast.
Make it cool.
Make it cool. And write documentation, always the last step.
Okay,
the token. There is also the token if you open the...
Oh yeah, good point. Here we have the URL, and here we have...
Just the token.
Just the token.
Cool.
And this is the message we have in SQS.
Yeah. Now, what do we want to do? We want to call it a day, or we want to start to write the new Lambda? That the new Lambda is the one that received this link, and instead of telling us what is telling us, AWS, hello, I'm alive.
Yes, the email is written in the logs and even in the token anyway, because we want to debug at the moment. We know that for PII it's not great, but right now we don't care too much.
But in the token is not a problem. I mean, is that a problem?
You still can read it. Like you can still parse a JWT and read the content if the token is written in the logs, and then you'll find the email inside the token.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's a little bit obfuscated, but it's still there.
No, I was thinking if it's a problem having the email in the JWT. No, because if we don't log it, no. But here we are logging just for the bug. It's not that we are logging because we want to keep the logs forever.
Mm-hmm. Okay, should we wrap up here for today? Maybe we can quickly recap what we can do next.
Yeah, let's do a recap of what we will do next. and then we can close it.
So what we did is, what we did today was do all this logic to generate effectively a link so that we can validate the subscription. It's a unique link because there is a token attached to it. This token is a JWT, and it contains all the details that we need to use. So the subscription ID and the campaign ID, and also the email. We're not sure we're going to actually need to use that, but for now we just included it. Lasts 24 hours because JWT, they can have an expiry time. And we do all of that generation and create an email where there is an actual HTML link with the link that you can click. And this will trigger the other Lambda, which we haven't implemented yet. So that's
It's already triggering the other Lambda, only that the other Lambda is doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Just shows an hello world. And what we need to do here still, there are a couple of to-dos left. One is to implement the failed messages, and the other one is to update the DynamoDB. And I don't know if we also wanted to do validation because we have both the tables there. We could also add some validation here.
But also we should, at this point, read the campaign table to get the template.
Yes,
the template is
right.
in the campaign table. So we should read the campaign ID, the campaign table, get the template link, and instead of our coding click here too, we should implement some kind of templating. That for this stream and this example is overkill. But if you want really to productionize this for yourself, you should have a better template than that one.
Fair enough. So I'm going to put all of this to do here, and I don't know if we're going to do all of them now, but
I don't even know if we are going to do all of these in the stream.
Oh yeah, and there is also the to-do of the tracking pixel.
Yeah, that calls the other Lambda that we are skipping for now.
So these are good points for next time, but I think we can wrap it up.
I think next time it's probably better to go on with the next Lambda, the one that gets that click. And all of these are refining that we can do later on.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so let's wrap it up. You can find the recording on YouTube. The link is on Twitch in the About section. If you're watching this on YouTube, we do live streaming on Twitch every Monday, 6 p.m. Dublin time, but today is Wednesday. Make sure to check the link in the Twitch description. Make sure to check the Twitch link in the YouTube description and not the other way around. And give us a follow so that you can be notified. Feel free to leave any comment or request. Are you putting this in an open source repository, channel, or is private?
Yes, I think I have the link. I'll post it in a second in the chat.
So everything is well accepted. We are trying to learn Rust. So don't accept our solution to be the cleanest or more idiomatic ones. If you know better ways of doing stuff, please tell us. So Luciano will have a better product. Thank you for all the suggestions in the chat and for the collaboration. And are we going to raise somebody?
We should, but I'm not prepared. So let's see.
Be prepared, be prepared. The lesson must be shared.
Yeah, I'm going to raid somebody random and hopefully it's a good raid.
So thank you. Bye and see you next time.
Bye-bye.